this.
Trust! Trust in us! And David Scales and Jen Smith will give us advice that we can trust.
Thank you, DJ Seaweed. Trust in Us is brought to you by Sunbum. Chaz mentioned it earlier. It helps with June gloom. I am on a surf trip right now. I am slathered in Sunbum. I probably got Sunbum stained on this shirt, actually, the tinted variety.
You know what we don't talk enough about Sunbum?
What?
How nice it smells. Sunbum has a nice, completely inoffensive odor.
Completely agree. You know what else we don't talk about nearly enough? I don't know if you have this one. The mineral sunscreens.
Oh, it's the best. For especially for, where are you in Mexico? Or can you share?
No, probably not.
Is it pumping?
No, the waves are good though.
That's fun. Mineral sunscreen is I don't know how you don't do mineral sunscreen. Once I discovered it in anywhere where you're super hot or tropical.
Well, what I was going to say is the texture.
It's nice.
The texture.
It's like clayish.
Exactly. It's clayish. I was going to say powdery, but it isn't powdery because there is a liquid quality to it, but it's not slick. It's not oily in any way. And it's light. It's like, when they introduced that light cream cheese 20 years ago, or the whipped cream cheese, it used to be cream cheese in a brick and it was hard to spread, especially if it was cold. And then they introduced this whipped one and it's just so smooth and lightweight. That's what this feels like. It's like they whipped it up in an emulsion blender.
Those tubes of the mineral one too, you don't need a lot, like a little dollop will do you.
Yeah.
And the tube fits nice and easily in luggage. Of course, if you're traveling on a surf trip, oftentimes space is at a premium. Yeah. Those mineral tubes are ultimate.
Yeah. We are huge fans of this stuff. I've got the face stick right here. So I use that as well. Also mineral. So the mineral comes in face stick. It comes in a roll-on, like lotion roll-on.
How good is the face stick now that you're a father for the child?
The best.
Yep.
It's also helpful when the kid's wet.
Yep.
It makes it easier to kind of apply. Anyways, Sunbum, thank you so much. We love you. I forget, what is our promo code with Sunbum? Do you know off the top of your head? You get 15%. Oh, Surf Splendor for 15% off.
It's worth it. Buy a lot. Buy in bulk.
Buy in bulk because they have a ton of different products, hair care products, skin care products, all that sort of stuff. We're just huge fans. Everybody needs to protect themselves, and why not use Sunbum when they're the best on the market and they support the surf industry in the way that they do. So I've got a question for you though, Chaz. I'm a little bit worried because these segments where we give advice, it's all fun and games until somebody gets hurt.
Ooh,
people trust in us,
are worried.
But it appears as though we may have led somebody astray.
I doubt it.
Is it possible that we're fallible, or that
somebody
they just poorly implemented our advice?
They pulled a punch for sure. They were going with the advice, and then they pulled last minute. That's when you get hurt, man.
Okay. Well, do you remember one of our first Trust in Us segments, our queries, I believe, came from Austin, who was asking about surfing with his increasingly kooky aging mother.
Yes, sure do.
How could you forget, right?
It was endearing.
So, he's reported back. He says, hello, David Lee and Chaz. Thanks, y'all, Devin Howard, and all the other listeners who have provided sound advice about whether or not I should ghost my mom. After this past weekend, I have an update on the situation. The days before Memorial Day, we got an unusual cold front, and a lot of decently sized surf blew down from the northeast. I successfully avoided my mom and all accompanying burdens of the holiday to surf. That is, until the surf dropped to a manageable, knee-high logging wave on a sunny Sunday morning. I decided to paddle out with my girlfriend, my mom, my sister, and her boyfriend. After a solid 15 minutes of waiting, a whopping 2.5-foot set came through. My sister paddled for it and started trimming down the line. My mom attempted to frantically paddle over the shoulder, but the board got ripped from her hands and torpedoed straight into my sister's head, resulting in her 4th concussion. Since then, my sister purchased a padded surf helmet, and it's also made me seriously consider taking away all of my mom's boards and giving her a soft top. I hear that Jerry Lopez shapes a pretty sweet board for Costco. Thanks, Austin.
Oh, Austin, I am real sorry about that. But I feel I'm going to lay this one blame at the feet where it truly and really belongs. Devin Howard. Devin stinking Howard takes the fall for this one, man. If I recall, I said more or less ghost, right? Oh, then I probably said take her out on a small day. But
you said ghost, but then so much of the other feedback from listeners and everything else kind of in through the discussion was like cherish every moment with your mom.
Yeah, but
I don't know if you got off the ghost thing though.
But Devin really layered on thick the cherish every moment, Devin Howard. Yeah. So Devin is not part of this advice segment. I think now I've learned my lesson not to invite him back here. Everybody, really, if Devin Howard says something, really, really, really think twice.
Do the opposite.
There's probably a concussion over the near horizon if you listen to Devin Howard. We should do a whole nother segment called Don't Trust in Devin.
You know where I think this went wrong? Because I don't think we gave bad advice.
We never have.
Never have, right? And it made me realize, I was like, Austin wasn't blaming us. He was just giving us an update. But I was like,
a concussion was laid at our doorstep.
It was laid at our doorstep. And I realized we don't give bad advice. So where did this go wrong? And there was one sentence that stuck out to me when I read that email the first time, and it stuck out again now. He said, I decided to paddle out with my girlfriend, my mom, my sister, and her boyfriend.
That's true.
Nobody advised that you do a 5-person family surf day. We said, go with your mom. You can mitigate trauma with one person. You cannot account for your sister and what she's up to. Surfing with your girlfriend, first of all, that we'll put that in a barrel or not down the road. And your sister's boyfriend, I just see that as full of potential for disaster. Full of potential for disaster.
Imagine the whopping 2-foot set wave came. There's some other kid cruising down the line. Mom's board gets ripped out of the hand and whacks that kid. I don't know that kid.
Right.
You don't know that. Nobody knows that kid. Surfing is, hey man, ocean's full of hazards. So exactly. Like what are you going to do about it, right? Yeah. The fact that it was sister, then it became personal. But who brought the sister? You brought the sister, Austin. You brought her.
Bad idea, Austin.
Devin, you're off the hook.
Yeah. Well, and I just realized too, even if you go with your friends, they're not your family. If you add more than one person, one friend, if there's a group of 3 of you, things become a little chaotic. Like one person you can split peaks with, you can kind of take turns with. More than one person becomes a disaster. Even with the one person. Yesterday I was surfing with my buddy. We were by ourselves, surfing a point break, just the 2 of us, nobody else in the water. We got caught in the trap of talking. And doing our rotation, I'm in priority. I'm sitting in the right position, but we get to talking. And that split second, you see the set on the horizon, but you want to finish your sentence or whatever it is. That little bit of distraction was just enough to where I'm slightly out of position for the set. Yep. And then he doesn't go because he knows I'm in position and I'm going to go, but I'm just too late and I'm a little too deep. And then I eat crap on the takeoff and I ruin it not only for me, but for him. He could have gone. And I'm like, you know what the culprit was with this entire scenario? Me freaking talking. How about we just shut up? How about we don't talk? And if there was a third person out there, somebody would have gotten run over at that point.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally hear you. Talking in the lineup with your friends is not story time. Yesterday was fine. There was not one wave. I was talking with great friends and just jibber-jabbering away. There's not a wave to be had. It's okay. If there's waves, you shut your mouth. You keep your eye on the horizon.
We could talk any time of day, anytime for the rest of our lives outside of the water. But when you're in the water, it's a limited amount of time. Just focus on the task at hand.
Especially when waves are coming.
Yeah. So, Austin, I apologize, but this was your mistake for sure.
Yeah. I apologize. I am sorry that your sister got hurt. And, I am sorry that you made that decision, Austin.
I am too.
To take your sister surfing with your mom and all those extra people. I am sorry that you made a poor decision.
It's an opportunity to learn from our mistakes, though.
Yep. Thanks, Austin.
And that's what we do with trust in us. So thank you, Austin. Keep surfing with your mom. Don't bring anybody else. And thank you, Sun Bum. Buy it from your local surf shop. How's that?
Do it.
Buy it from your local surf shop. That's where you should buy it. But if you want 15%, go to sunbum.com. Promo code SurfSplendor.